That is cutting my head off. Okay, give me a second. I gotta fix that. Oh my god. That should be better. That is much better. And looks like we've already got some people popping up in the chat. Thanks for joining in. Doug, improved carp angling. Your favorite time of the month? Wow, you must have a boring month. And I can't see how with the rate of freaking videos you're kicking out right now. Good day to you as well, Doug. Oh, feels good to be back. Actually have a little bit of energy. You didn't see those isolate pellets. They're not actually there. Oh, the camera's gonna do the in and out focusing thing again. Is that what? Yeah, it's happening a little bit. We'll get through it the best we can. Dave Newman, how are you? Glad to see people popping in there. Well, I have to say, I want to just kick things off with this right off the bat. For those of you who saw the April live stream, you see that I was a bit under the weather. That live stream really did me in. That's why it was cut so short. Couldn't keep my breath. I was really having a tough go. So yeah, I had to end it after like 20 something minutes and pretty much have a nap for the rest of the day on that one. So from the end of March into the first part of April, I was pretty sick. Now, for those of you who were curious about it, you know, with the whole thing going on of the pandemic and whatnot, my tests came back negative. I was fine. I didn't have that. It just seemed to be a flu or something that hit me, and man, did it ever do me in. I'm better now. You know, still my usual out of shape self where I still lose my breath a bit, but I've been able to get out and be a little bit more active. I have been able to get some fishing in. So yeah, it's a lot better now. And I'm glad that things are kind of all cleared up and straightened out. And I really do want to pass along a massive thank you to all of you who sent me messages, the phone calls, messages on Instagram, on our Facebook page. Just throwing your well wishes my way. I really do appreciate it, and you know, it put me in a very positive state of mind to help me feel a lot better. You know, I was really getting down, because I couldn't get out. I was worried about my family, you know, because I was sick. We didn't know what was going on, but yeah, everything came out clear. Everything's good. Everybody else is good, and all those well wishes, I think, really did have a big help in that. So thank you again so much. For those of you who have been paying attention to the channel, you'll notice that I think it's been about 3 weeks since we put a video up. That video was shot just when I had just gotten sick. So yeah, it was about 3 weeks ago we put it up. That was Kevin and I fishing the Upper Niagara, where he pretty much spanked me, just crushed me. He had like 6 fish to my 1 or something like that, something stupid like that. You'll be happy to know that yeah, payback came in the form of a royal crushing just last weekend. And so just so you know, there are 2 videos in the bank that I need to edit that will be going up. The first one will not be next weekend, it'll be the weekend after. We're going to stick with our every 2 week schedule for this season, and the rest of this year. It'll help me keep things going at a regular basis. I just can't get out enough, and I'm way too busy to be able to do the weekly basis like we have been in previous years. So we're going to do it every other week. I have 2 of them coming, and I'm hoping that I can film another one tomorrow morning. So the location for the next 2 videos coming they're the same spot, but incredibly different conditions back to back. And I think you'll really like that. The first one is definite payback for Kevin, and then following that is another video shot right afterwards, where the conditions changed completely, and the number of fish went from way up here to way down here, but the size quality changed quite a bit. So it was quite interesting, and I think you'll enjoy those once I get them cut and put together. The video I'm hoping to shoot tomorrow morning is at a spot that Kevin and I had actually spent a couple hours working on this morning. I've been eyeballing this spot for years. I used to fish there as a teenager, and just this past Wednesday, Kevin and I did a session there after work for, I think we were there 3.5 hours, and we managed 3 fish landed and 1 lost. But of those 4 bites, one of them was a 30-pounder. I won't tell you who got that. I didn't film the situation, but in the next video that I put together, mention of that with photos will go up in that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this new spot, because even though it's an old spot, we've kind of pushed it a little bit further and actually created a swim quite away from where all the public activity is, and it's pretty much putting us within casting distance of where we see the biggest fish and most active fish jumping. So if I can get into that spot and we can, treat it properly, I think there's going to be some serious rewards coming out of that. Let's see here, how's everybody doing in the chat? Everybody just saying hi. Thank you, Doug. Dave, you haven't been out yet? Yeah, I know it's tough. A lot of the spots, parks and whatnot are closed. There are some spots that are open. Also, don't be afraid to, turn the notifications off. Your local police station or your city, you can send emails and find out where it's okay to go fishing. I know a lot of people who are getting responses with where they can go and what they can do. So feel free to check that out. They will be slowly opening things up as we go along, but for right now, I'm just trying to stay close to home. I've got a few local spots that I can go to, some of which are on private property, so we're lucky there. But yeah, really excited that we have some new videos coming out. It felt great putting them together, and it felt even better crushing Kevin. Doug, that noise was a notification on my phone because, like a moron, I forgot to turn the notification sounds off. So I'm going to get up and do that in a second. If you're curious about the actual sound effect itself, that was from the TV series The Mandalorian, because I'm a huge Star Wars geek. So just give me a second. I'm going to turn those notification sounds off so that we're not interrupted like that again. Because that is super, super annoying. Will it let me do that in here? Let's see. Oh, okay. I think we lost you there and had to reconnect for a second there. Turn that down. That down. Please, guys, if everything cut out but it brought you back, let me know in the chat so I know everything's going good. Monster Carp Tackle, like Carp King 71 with his phone. Yeah, his notification is really, really creepy though. Okay, we should be good there. I think I got all the notifications off. You guys can hear me though, correct? Everything's still working that way? Everything's still working? Doug says yes. It looks like it's kind of cutting in and out a little bit. Hopefully the signal's not bad there. It looks choppy to me. Just refresh my screen here. Maybe that's what it is. I think that might have been all it was. It's just this screen here. Okay, improved carp angling. Hard start to the season for me. A lot of the good springs areas are closed due to being parkland. Yeah, that's definitely tough. A lot of the spots that I really wanted to go to are closed now. And actually, funny enough, some spots that we started in had a bunch of signs go up, several weeks after we had been fishing them, and now they don't want us in there. But you know, there's people picnicking and spending all kinds of time in there, you know, dog walkers and people just out getting some exercise. They're not adhering to the social distancing thing, which, you know, is a pain. You know, we just want to go out and sit down and you know, put a line in the water. We can't do that, which is a shame because everybody else is breaking the rules. You know, it's one of those tough spots where you want to follow the rules, you want to do everything you're supposed to do, but at the same time you want to be able to enjoy your favorite pastime. And yeah, there needs to be some balance and some proper enforcement with how that's being handled, and currently I don't think that's being done. Dave Newman, improved carp angling. You've been watching his videos. Absolutely watch them. Everybody should be watching them, beginner and professional alike. His videos are great. I will admit I'm behind on everything because I've just not been watching fishing videos lately. I've been a little bit wrapped up in trying to get things back going with my drawing, trying to make sure I'm getting enough rest. I've been back to work for a few weeks now, so I'm really burnt out from that. And I've been trying to put some fishing videos together. So just trying to make sure that I'm not spreading myself too thin. I don't want to get sick again. But yeah, everybody should be watching his videos. I will get caught up on everybody's as soon as I can. Aw, Dave, you watch all of ours as well? That's wonderful. Doug wants to know if you can see some of my drawings. Not yet. I really haven't put anything together yet. I'm working on a project with somebody that's stuff that I can't show. The few things that I've been doodling with that I can show are on my new Instagram account for the art aspect of what I do. But I think there's only 2 quick sketches on there. So if you guys are interested in following that, it will grow as time progresses, but it's just slow right now as I'm kind of getting back in the swing of things and trying to get that muscle memory going for drawing again. But the Instagram page for that is Robot Fish Studios. So if you pop over to on your Instagram later on, check out Robot Fish Studios. You should be able to find it. It's something I'm going to put a lot more time into as the year progresses. You know, obviously my first efforts are going to be into the YouTube channel here, but the drawing part's going to be growing a little bit more slowly, just so I can get back into the swing of things. So it's a little bit late in the season for what I was going to be talking about now. Usually we would have done several unboxing videos by this point. I haven't done any of the unboxing videos, even though I've had a few things come in, because things seem to be delayed. Normally we would have it all already by now. We've gone through them, we've shown them to you, because we'd be getting ready for the Carp Cup. That's not happening this year. So as things have been coming in, I've kind of been opening them up and using them. And yeah, I didn't bother doing unboxing videos because each order has only had like 2 or 3 things in it. But there's a couple of things that I did get that I do want to talk about or touch on, because I'm kind of excited about them. I have some other things still on the way. They were supposed to be here earlier this week. They haven't arrived yet. And as far as my big monster carp order that I normally do every year, I haven't done that one yet because I have a feeling that's going to be kind of a big order. So that one will probably get an unboxing video. But I'm trying to make sure I get all these little things from everywhere else first before I jump into that one. One of the things I got was this little pail. It doesn't look like much. It's just a little pail. It's like a 2.5 liter pail. But this is a special pail for me. And this came from my most recent order to Carp Kit. In this pail contains something that we all use, or most of us use, which is pack bait. The particular pack bait in here was used to great effect in the last 2 videos that I shot, which will be coming up soon. And it has ingredients in it that I would never normally put in my pack bait, which has clearly made a difference and shows that I have been missing out. I don't even know how well you can see this. This has been in here for over a week now, not refrigerated or anything. It still smells incredibly strong, and it's still as fresh as can be. I don't know how well you can see that. So this mix is my normal pack bait mix, where I throw like some crushed boilies, some oats, some sweet corn, some cream corn. It's got all those elements in it. What I threw in this time was a little bit more in the way of concentrated flavors. I actually threw some really concentrated strawberry flavoring and a little bit of banana flavoring, and it came out amazing. It's quite pink. It probably looks a little bit more red to you than it does to me, but it's definitely a pinky color. And yeah, we put this to the test against the bait guru Kevin and his special mix that always outfishes everybody, and I literally crushed him. I think I had 5 fish in before he had his first. So the next video that comes out, you will see that. We actually, that video was, or that session was so prolific, we actually put the cameras away before we were done fishing. So there's probably, I think there's 4 or 5 fish that we had after we shut the cameras off. We should have some pictures of the bigger ones that we'll show you, but it was absolutely insane. We had to shut the cameras off and stop filming because it was just so active. And then I got into a video chat with other members of the Urban Carp Collective, doing one of our kind of like midday rep chats. And while we were doing that live video, Kevin and I both got fish on that. So it was an incredible session. And yeah, this little pail is perfect. I think Simon's got a bunch more of them. Obviously, he has different sizes. Everybody has pails. I got my big tracker one that I use a lot for more of my dry stuff. But I really didn't have a proper small pail for pack bait, which I thought would be for a session. I've now had 3 sessions with this amount. Like, I made the batch full. I've had 3 sessions with this, and I've still got, you know, a third of the pail that will get me through tomorrow. So this just, I put it over a bank stick and hang it on my my rucksack, and it doesn't weigh anything even when it's full. So, you know, don't underestimate these small pails. Very, very useful. I always kind of overlooked them, thinking, you know, what am I going to do with a tiny pail? But that use right there is perfect. And like I said, I can hang it off my rucksack, or I put it in one of the other items that I've recently gotten that I'll show you in a second. And it makes it super easy to carry around. Like I said, it doesn't add any extra weight, but just adding those few new ingredients to my pack bait has upped my catch ratio. Having it this small and lightweight has made me more mobile, which is something I talked about quite extensively earlier this season, about how I want to be more mobile with my approach this year. So, you know, for a lot of those guys that carry around the big Ridge Monkey pails and the big tracker pails like I do, like Demir does, maybe look at some of the smaller ones. Definitely more of a practical item. If you're just going to be sitting on the bank and you're loading a barrow in, go with the big one. But, you know, I know a lot of people are going to be doing a lot more short sessions and a lot more mobile activity this year because, you know, it's going to be limited when we can get out or where we can get out. So don't overlook that. What's next? You get caught up on the chat here. Improved carp anchoring. Monster carp tackle order was the only thing I ordered that came on time. Everything else is delayed by about a month, it seems. You know what? Everything from Monster Carp Tackle that I've ever ordered has been on time, sometimes early. They're pretty amazing with their shipping. But everything else, I agree, has been off, with the exception of my order from Carp Kit. Simon got this order to me, I think it was in 48 hours. I was blown away. I was expecting it to come, I think about, you know, I think I ordered it on like a Saturday or a Sunday night, and I was expecting it to show up like Thursday, Friday. I had it Tuesday. So that was pretty amazing. The next item I'm going to show you, I ordered from Big Carp Tackle on, I think it was a Thursday night at like 11 o'clock at night. I had it Monday morning. So, you know, that's from Oklahoma. So I was pretty impressed with that. But yeah, everything else, like I said, I've got 2 orders on the way that one I was expecting Wednesday, one I was expecting yesterday. They both haven't arrived. Now, I understand that one of those particular orders is about 40 pounds. It's a big bait order that I've ordered. It's something, a different bait company I wanted to try, but you can buy their stuff in bulk, stupid cheap. So it's something that I'm going to be kind of supplementing, you know, when I buy all my good bait from Monster Carp Tackle, or I did get a bag of dynamite bait boilies, more for crushing up into my mixes and stuff. But I did a big bulk order of like fishy boilies and pellets for my Upper River campaign this year, because I'm really going to be going with a fishy approach, because I think that's going to get me the bigger carp that I'm after in that Upper River. Let's see here. Doug's asking if I or anybody in the chat knows where he can get a boilie grinder. But there's lots out there. You know, I use the crusher tool. That's all I use. But also, you know, there's the big Ridge Monkey one that goes on top, on top of their pail that you can crush up. Those are great. With that, let me just check for a second here. Yeah, here it is. I have this that was part of this bar. It's like 40 years old. It's an ice crusher. I actually use this for boilies as well. So it's almost identical to the big boilie thing that Ridge Monkey has on top of their pails. This is just a much smaller thing that I can use at home. It's not practical to take anywhere because it's made of heavy old plastic and zinc. And the zinc material, as robust as it is stupid heavy. So not good for taking anywhere. It's loud, but this does the job as well. So you can use an ice crusher if you want one that's more carpy. Let's say you can get the Ridge Monkey ones, or you can just get the quarter crusher tool or crusher tool. I think just about any online shop. Simon's probably got them. I haven't checked recently because I have one. You can check the Tackle Box from the UK. You can check Big Carp Tackle in the States. One of those sites is going to have a crusher tool. Monster Carp Tackle, hashtag Italian pack bait. Yeah, his pack bait is insane, but I crushed him last weekend. I absolutely crushed him. So maybe that hashtag doesn't have the strength it once did. Dom Fishing UK says hello. He's in. I finally did a live stream when you weren't fishing. Is it because I started a half hour late today? It's got to be that, right? Dave Newman, his carp kit order on a Monday, got it at Wednesday delivery. Yeah, it's been amazing. I don't know what he's done differently, but he used to take a week to get stuff from Simon, and now that he lives further away and he's set up further away from where I am now, I'm getting it, you know, twice as fast. It's amazing. Yeah, Doug. Okay, yeah, it's the crusher tool. Yeah, check some of the online sites like Carp Kit or Big Carp Tackle. They're the ones here in North America. One of them has to have it, and if they don't, the tacklebox.co.uk, those guys just would have everything as well. So any of them should have the crusher tool from Corda. Let's see. Dom says the other thing you can do is just use two rocks, smash them together. I'm sure we've all been in a situation where we've had to do that. I myself and my buddy Greg, a bunch of us at one point before we had the crusher tools, we wanted to crush up tiger nuts. That's what we used, rocks. Just sit there smashing them together. I know some people will chew them and break them down. I think Terry Hearn does that. He'll break them into little chunks. But yeah, with tiger nuts, we just used a rock, but it'll work on boilies as well. You can throw them at a wall really hard. It just takes a little bit more time. But those will work. So yeah, I think we're caught up on the chats there now. So one of the other things I got, I was really, really excited about this. There's some pros and some cons to it. Maybe I didn't do enough of my research in my shopping for it, but I was really practical in wanting to get it, keep it under my budget, get it here fast, but not go overboard. Not really knowing the extent of how much fishing I'm going to be doing. I wanted to make sure I was investing in something that's practical, that's safe for the fish, but also wasn't huge for me to be lugging around. I've seen the tracker version. I've seen the Shimano tribal version of this particular item. They're both a little bit heavier and bulkier than I was after. But in hindsight now, having gotten what I did, I think those are in fact the better options because they're more durable, more robust, and have more padding. So of course I'm talking about an unhooking mat. I have been using an old Carp Kinetics unhooking mat and a cheap one, just a simple one that I got from Canadian Carp Club, and I'm going back like 6-7 years when I first really started properly putting together all the European carp gear. Those mats, there's almost no padding left into them. I still use them to an extent, but it's more because I can roll them up and tuck them in a rucksack or something. I needed something that, because I pretty much never fish anywhere with level ground. Everywhere I am is a very tough spot to go into. I had to get something that has some walls on it. I wanted to be able to cover the fish. You know, I have my big metal carp cradle, but that's more for if I'm going somewhere where I'm going to be there all day, or for, you know, a multi-day session, or I know I'm going to be getting into some seriously big fish. Then I'll take that cradle with me. But again, because I want to stick to this mobile approach, keep everything light, be able to throw some gear in this and use it as a bag as well, I got a new unhooking mat. This one, I thought I had ordered an NGT one because it was in my budget, but I didn't. Apparently I ordered one from Angling Pursuits. This I got from Big Carp Tackle. You know, it's just my rush flipping through my phone to try and pick out the item. I'll be honest with you, it's a little than I had expected, and it does feel slightly cheaply made. However, it's exactly what I need. It's going to do the job. Even if I only get one season out of it, the money was worth it. It was definitely well within my budget. And again, this is, like I said, I think I ordered it the Thursday night, and I had it on the Monday morning from Oklahoma. So quite excited. And believe it or not, the first session we had this out was Wednesday for the after work session, Kevin and I was a little bit worried because it's relatively short. The other one they had that was comparable in price, I think, was the NGT one. It was only a difference of like 3 centimeters in height, 5 centimeters in length. It wasn't going to be that much difference. But yeah, we took this out Wednesday, tried this kind of old new spot that we're revisiting, and right off the bat I had a 5-pounder. Obviously this handled it perfectly. We were on an incline of rocks. Other mats would have worked, and this was ideal. I was able to set this up. Fish couldn't get away, couldn't get anywhere. I could keep it wet. It was exactly what I needed, and it did the job. And 10 minutes later, Kevin followed that up with a 30-pounder, which, by the way, as much as I was worried about the length, the 30-pounder actually did fit in here. The tail was up slightly, but it was a deep, heavy fish, so it was all well protected and didn't get out of the mat. So it did the job. It's got some drain holes underneath. It's got some really good, very heavy-duty rubber and thick padding in the bottom. This is probably the most well-made part of this cradle, or this mat, is the piece that the fish actually goes on, so I'm quite grateful for that. But yeah, my 2-piece net, my little pail for pack bait, my Ridge Monkey water bucket, and a couple of bank sticks go in this just fine, and I can carry this as a bag as well. So again, while I've got my rucksack, got this, boom, it's actually proven to be quite handy. Having now done a session with that, broken it already, having a couple of fish in it. I think we've had 3 fish in that so far, one of which was the 30, so very, very happy with that. Let's see here. Dom's asking if we've ever tasted the boilies. Some of them taste pretty nice. No, I've never been so desperate on the bank that I've had to eat boilies. Tiger nuts are kind of nice though, I will admit that. Yeah, don't ever try trout pellets. Those are gross. I accidentally had eaten one of them. Well, I'm glad you guys are joining in. Really do appreciate it. What else? Oh yeah, there was a couple other things. Part of my carp kit order with the bucket was the, I think I mentioned I had grabbed the 2-kilo bag of some dynamite boilies. I used to use Dynamite all the time. I love their boilies. I love their baits. They smell amazing. These are the pineapple banana. Apparently it comes with 3 pop-ups, but I think it's like a Cracker Jack box where you have no idea inside where it's going to be. So eventually you'll get to them and it'll be fun. But I use my mainline pop-ups anyways. But yeah, these are not going out as free offerings. These are actually getting crushed up from my pack bait mix, just to add that little bit more particle. I just found it easier rather than buy ground bait. I can just take a handful of these, put them through the crusher tool, and throw them in there. And I get exactly what I'm after. You know, I know I can put that on as a hook bait and catch with it. So just something I have a little bit more confidence in than just buying straight ground bait, which I use in my stick mixes and stuff like that. And you know, my stick mixes are hit or miss whether or not they work. Especially when I fish with Kevin, you know they're probably not going to get catching anywhere near what he gets. Have I made the bait drone yet? No, the drones are both sitting on the shelves still. Because I was sick and we're just starting to get back out, I haven't really put any effort into tinkering with them. And yesterday and today it's actually snowing out. Heavy winds and snow. So I'm not actually in a hurry to get the drone up and running yet. It would have been great to have it left because we did have an eagle and 2 osprey flying over the spot where we were fishing. I think I got the osprey on camera, but I know I didn't get the eagle on camera. However, there was 40-kilometer-hour winds while we were out, so the drone might not have done well in the air, but we almost had it in a position where we could see if it would get attacked or not. Kappa's there. What did he miss? You missed nothing. Me just talking about, you know, how everybody's doing, thanking everybody for the well wishes when I was sick, and going over some of the new gear that I've picked up. That's all you've missed. In fact, that's pretty much all I've said. I've just been sitting here staring at the camera like Goldie. So yeah, Kappa, you're joining in at the perfect time. And obviously you can see Goldie's not with me today. He's at work again because he's a workaholic. Everybody keeps asking how he's doing. He's doing good. He's just he's working so much he's not getting out for fishing. So hopefully we'll get him on the bank soon. I will throw another update out there. In the last live stream, I talked about how the pop-ups were ready. I just had to wait till I was well enough to get out to the post office to mail them. I think you can kind of see them behind the computer here. Both pots are ready. They've had their scent soaked into them. They're ready to go. I just got to throw them in the boxes and drop them in the mail, which I'm hoping to do this afternoon or Monday after work. So Cody and Dan, you will have your pop-ups hopefully within the next 10 days. They are ready to go, and I hope you can catch on them soon. What else? Oh yeah. The most exciting thing that I've gotten to arrive so far is right here. I'll talk about this in a second. I completely forgot that I got this, so I haven't actually done anything with it yet. Just about all my luggage is tracker luggage. I don't think you can see it here. Yeah, you can't see it on this side. You know, I use the big tracker compact carry-all. I got a bunch of little tracker bits bags and PVA bags and all that, just keeping it all together. You know, I do have some Witchwood flat stacks, rod bags, stuff like that. But my brew kit, everything for the most part is tracker. Now, I have the little lead bag that they make. The problem is I pretty much fill it with every lead I have, and it just goes around with me constantly. So it's a lot of extra weight. And what I wanted to do was get another lead bag. So this is the Tracker Dual lead bag. Got a little divider inside. This is going to be my main lead bag for when I'm carrying my big luggage, if I'm going to be on a barrel or anything like that. So this will have all my my swivel and like larger distance leads, and then a separate compartment for my inline leads. Makes sense. My little lead bag will then be lightened down quite a bit with all the smaller leads that I use, because if I'm going to go to the upper river where I'm going to be using heavier gear, I'm going to be probably taking my heavier luggage, a barrel, getting in and out of the spots, or some of them I can fish right out of the back of the van. So it's going to be more practical to have the heavier items, bigger, bulkier items with me then. Like a spot where Kevin and I were kind of cutting away today, basically to walk through this long deer trail to get into where we are. I can have my rucksack, I can carry a rod sleeve and my unhooking mat, and I'm still going to have to walk like this because it's such a narrow path in. I don't want to be bogged down with heavy equipment. It's a swampy area, and I already went in knee deep over my brand new boots this morning. Like literally bought them at the store this morning, drove to the spot, put them on, walked through this deer trail, wasn't even in the boots 15 minutes, stepped in a hole. The hole was looking this deep, turned out it was this deep, went into my knees, my boot got full of mud. So they're broken in nice and well now. But yeah, it's a really narrow spot, so I want to make sure that I have as little weight as possible, that I'm traveling as light as I can, and then once we're set up on that spot, we're fine. But yeah, I just need to reduce the weight, be more mobile. So yeah, a proper lead bag for the bigger gear, and I can now properly use my small lead bag as it's intended to just have my smaller leads and carry a lot less of them as well. So this is the main item that I've gotten. I've got 2 of these, and I fully intend on getting a 3rd one. I have a 3-rod bag, like a big 3-rod carry-all, holds my rods, my boilie, throwing stick, nets, bank sticks. It carries everything. It's the big Witchwood one I've had for a couple years now, and it's great. And you know, now that I have my 3 Daiwa Black Widows, I'm set. If I'm going to do a session where I want to take all 3 because I want to have one out there, one at the ready, and one as a backup, that rod bag's ideal. Or if I just want to take 2 with me and my spod rod, perfect. Last year I had bought a rod bag for my spod rod, just because that was always the one that wasn't protected. So that one's right here. So my Black Widow spod rod is in here, and this is the Fox Royale rod bag. It, you know, holds the 50 mil butt ring. This is a great rod bag. I will not knock this at all. But I did come to find that, you know, it's pretty much like every other rod bag on the market. And on top of that, it is a little bit snug getting the rod in there. I'm not complaining. I love it. It does the job. It's the bag for my spod rod. And it'll probably never be anything more than that. However, I wanted to get 2 more rod sleeves, because I never go fishing with just one rod. I always have a backup in the van or with me on the bank. And the places that I was going to shop for them, I didn't find them on the listings on the website. What I did find was, again, something within my budget that was accessible. I got these from Carp Kit. They were part of the same order with this. They were very reasonable priced. These are the Daiwa Infinity rod sleeves. I am way more happy with these for a number of reasons. One, the padding is really good in them. They're very thick padding. They fit the rod quite loosely, so even though it's snug and it fits in there well, it's not really tight end to end. Yeah. You guys are cracking me up. So yeah, it's not overly tight end to end, so it's very easy to slide the butt of the rod in and not have any trouble getting it over the tip. You know, I'm always paranoid with that Fox one. As I put the tip in, I always have to bend it a little bit, and I don't like that at all for a sleeve that's supposed to fit a 12-foot rod. So yeah, lots of padding, but this is the key part here, the spot where the reel goes. Now the rod that's in here actually has the reel and everything folded down as you would to put it in a rod sleeve. You can see there's my Witchwood Riot 75 series reel with my Black Widow in here. There's lots of space to go around that. You know, for a big reel, it fits it all just fine. This one right here actually has the handle still folded out. There's some unique kind of design feature to this rod sleeve that allows that, and that's not something I knew when I was making the purchase. You can see this is already, just having that folded in there, that was locked in underneath the spool. But yeah, I wasn't aware of this feature when I purchased it. I just saw, oh, Daiwa rod sleeves. I use Daiwa rods. Maybe they'll fit better than that Fox. Bail back over. So I've got the handle out now. I'm sure there's other rod sleeves that do this. I wasn't aware of them. And you guys got to keep in mind, I'm in Canada, so if I want carp gear, I literally have to buy it online, sight unseen, going by just a couple pictures or maybe the odd review online on YouTube or something. I can't go into a shop and feel these products and see them for myself. Yeah, so what I found out is it's got this kind of stretchy fabric, and right here it's very well padded, but it's stretchy. This part here is incredibly stretchy, so I can actually leave my reel at the ready, handle out. The extra spacing here fits everything perfectly, and this stretches around that with room to spare. So now all I have to do is pop this out, put the two pieces together, and I'm ready to cast, which is exactly what I did on Wednesday, and that's probably what helped me get a fish on the bank in 5 minutes. We saw them rising. When we got there, literally just popped it out of the bag, put it together, made a quick cast to the showing fish, and yeah, within 5 or 10 minutes, I think we had the first fish in. So I think that's definitely going to help with the mobile and moving faster approach. I don't have to waste time putting my reels back together or undoing the handle. I can keep everything ready to go. Now I was a bit worried about doing that, with all the gear bouncing around in the back of the van. Didn't seem to be a problem. There's been no damage, no extra compression to the reels with the gear bouncing against it. So I was quite happy with this purchase here. I'm gonna get a third, potentially a fourth one, because I do have a third Daiwa Black Widow in the 3.5 test curve. But like I said before, I have the big Witchwood bag, so if I want to take all three, I can just do that. But I do have a 12-foot 3-pound test curve Daiwa Phantom that I use with a smaller reel when I'm fishing, like that little reservoir I did a few videos at last year, or the creek that I'm going to be fishing tomorrow. That's more suited to either my 9-foot rod, the 9-foot monster carp rod, or the 12-foot 3-pound. I don't think I really need the heavy rod there yet. So if for no other reason, I'll probably just get at least one more of these for that 12-foot 3-pound rod. But I might even swap out the one for my spod rod. So depending on how many Simon has left, and we'll see if you guys buy them up on me before I get over to the site, I'll probably have to get a couple more while he's got them. Let's see here. Oh, Kevin popped in, sees the Italian pack bait. Yeah, ha ha ha. He's already making fun of you. You're a little bit late to the show. Kappa says, Witchwood reels are a pain. Maybe some of them. I have to admit, based on my experience, I have a 65 and I have two of the 75s right now. I will be buying another 65 and another 75 to complete the set. I absolutely love them. I've had no issues with them. Just getting the handle out there is probably the most difficulty I've had with the reels yet, and I've been using the 65 for almost 4 years now. So the Witchwood reels for me have been absolutely ideal, and I've used some Shimano reels. I've used Daiwa Bezias. Demir had those for a while. I've used Okumas, just using the ones playing fish that friends have, that's their equipment. It's the Witchwood ones that I like the most. Let's see, what's Nathan saying here? I'd be broke if there was a walk-in carp shop here. Went to Simon's place once and was overwhelmed. Yeah. Were you overwhelmed because it was Simon, because he's quite the character, or just the gear? I've not been up to his new place yet, so I'm kind of looking forward to a visit up there this summer. You love them to pieces. They're great pieces of kit, but they're a pain. Well, they're great pieces of kit. That's all I can say, and I've not had an issue with them, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, yeah, Nathan, go over to England and check out those shops. You will freak out. High Country Fly Life. I was wondering if you were going to pop in today. Thanks for joining in. You just stopped in on your way to work. I caught your latest video yesterday. Unbelievable. That clear water, seeing those trout move around, and of course, obviously, you know, I'll praise beyond belief the quality of those trout that you get. They're gorgeous. But it was so neat to see all that just flat, shallow, clear water where you're getting those fish. But then that stark contrast of this beautiful landscape, and then you turn, there's this big concrete bridge, so you can, yeah, it was really neat. Really enjoyed the latest video. Dom, will we see and 10 Kura Cup fishing this year? I don't know what that means. Kappa went into his local shop to buy some hooks and came out 60 pounds lighter. Yeah, I have a feeling I would burn through that much money just going in for hooks as well. Kappa, wow, you just made an amazing point. I had mentioned it on our Facebook page, but I've not mentioned it here. This is the first opportunity. So great reminder, Kappa. For those of you, you've all heard me talk about Improved Carp Angling. He's one of the guys in the chat right now. Great website. Even better YouTube channel. Adding new content all the time, and it's quality content. I absolutely love his videos. He's a really good guy as well in person. But one of the things he's recently done, we did a lot of testing kind of through the fall and winter. I was not as involved as I should have been, but I was quite pleased with how it came together. A new kind of social media platform, kind of like Facebook, but for carp anglers. It's called the Carp Vanguard. So if you hop on Google and go to that, the Carp Vanguard, I'm sure he's got a link through his website as well, Improved Carp Angling. This is kind of like a Facebook chat opportunity, but it's just for carp anglers. You can sign up right now. Looks like he's going to be doing an overview of the Carp Vanguard in a video because he's getting a lot of questions about it. Check it out. You know, we're carp guys. You know, some of us are multi-species guys, but I've always said that multi-species anglers have an edge when it comes to carp fishing, and carp anglers, because they're so dedicated and focused in what they're doing, can become amazing multi-species anglers. So just as an angler in general, it's a great place for you to share and interact with just other carp anglers without having to go through all the crap and the ads and all that stuff that's going on Facebook. You know, I can scroll through the feed on the Carp Vanguard and just see carp talk, and that's a great thing. So definitely check out the Carp Vanguard. So yeah, what am I waiting for still? I've still got orders coming from two places. One that I've ordered from, I always, every year I get a couple of little orders from the Canadian Carp Club. You know, I never get a whole lot in each order from there, but I do have a few things coming from there. I'm sure I'll mention that stuff in another video when that package arrives. The big bait order I mentioned is from a shop I've never ordered from before. Like I said, it's an opportunity to buy really big bulk bait, stupid cheap. It may be stupid cheap bait, but for the amount and the money, it was worth it for me to at least try for this season. And the only other thing I have on its way is my Urban Carp Collective order. So, you know, don't forget to pop over to Urban Carp Collective, their web shop on Big Cartel. I think I have, what do I have? I have a new mug, because obviously this one's seen better days. It's been through the mill a bit. Got a new mug coming, the new sticker set that just came out, that one's coming, and a brand new jacket. I will say I think I got the last one in 2XL, but they do have other sizes still available. So the new jacket is quite nice from what I've seen. A lot of the guys are wearing them out, you know, keeps you out there in the rain and stuff like that, keeps you protected. So mine's on its way. They have them in camo and they have them in green. So definitely pop over to Urban Carp Collective on Big Cartel and check that out. Let's see here. High Country Fly Life, that stream that you were fishing gets a lot of pressure because it's close to a township. I can see some other people in the background there, but man, for a spot that gets that much pressure, the fact that you had that many fish there was just unreal. Monster Carp Tackle is reminding me that there is a bunch of steady live Instagram feeds going on the Urban Carp Collective Instagram page. Just about every day, I think. They've been doing a live chat with either one of the reps or somebody else in the carp community. They've already talked to the likes of Elliot Gray, Dave Levy, a number of us UCC reps. You know, just getting inside the mind of what we do, not just talking about carp fishing, but life in general, and just basically having a good conversation. They've been very entertaining. It's unfortunate because of the time change. I've not been able to see them live because I've been at work during the day, but I come home and I can still watch them because they're up for 24 hours on Instagram. So definitely something you guys can check out there. Looks like Kappa's got a run. Everybody can hit him up on the Vanguard, he says. Definitely do that. He's on there. Dom's going to bounce. He's been inside too long. 3 hours washing the car, servicing the bike. Proper dying to get some fresh air. I'll catch up with you later. See ya. See you later, Dom. Thanks for jumping in. Glad I was actually able to have one going while you were not fishing. Again, guys, I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. It really means a lot, you know, being able to interact with you as we're going along here. And, you know, now that I'm kind of back to almost my full energy and, you know, we're starting to get into the season. Some of us are actually out getting fish now. I'm sure, you know, the rest of you who can't get out will get the opportunity soon. Obviously, health permitting, we don't want anybody else to get sick from what's going on. So obviously be safe with everybody. Like I said, I've only been fishing with one person at a time. We're keeping our distances. High Country Fly Life, you'll catch up on our latest videos today. I think we've only got one recent one up there that went up 3 weeks ago, but if you missed it earlier, we have 2 that I have to edit that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. So keep your eyes open. I think 2 weeks from today will be the first one. Then we'll go. We'll stick with the every 2 weeks schedule after that. Monster Carp Tackles reminding me to protect my back because we don't need me out of commission. Again, traveling light. Rucksack, lighter gear, smaller portions of equipment. It's making a big difference. And to be honest with you, the month off that I had while I was sick, I pretty much spent in bed. My back was able to actually recover a lot. And since I've been back to work now for 3 weeks, I've not had any back issues at work, and I'm quite grateful for that. So I think I'm on the right track and keeping myself active now to make sure that my back stays a little bit stronger. Besides, with Kevin catching 30 pounders and me catching, you know, 3 and 5 pounders, my back's gonna need to be in good shape because I wanna crush his size, not just his numbers. Is Kevin still in there, or is he just staying silent, seeing what everybody else is doing? Because I saw him in there earlier. How long have we been going here? We're going 54 minutes. Okay, we're going to go a few more minutes, then I'm going to wrap this up because I do have a lot of things I want to do this afternoon. I have some Mother's Day planters I have to deliver to a few special people, and then I have time to spend with my boy. Got to get things ready for fishing tomorrow, and I have some stuff to do at the drawing table. So I've got a very, very busy afternoon and evening. Any last questions that you guys might have? You know, I hope that you're able to get out where you are. If not, I hope it does happen soon. High Country Fly Life, you have a great day. Safe day at work as well, please. I'm hoping that the packages that I'm waiting on arrive soon. And then probably within the next week or two, I will be doing my big monster carp order. So I'll make sure that I order enough stuff to make a worthwhile unboxing video, because that pretty much has to last me the whole season with that stuff. But yeah, I'm, right now I'm not looking at a whole lot of other things to get. Terminal tackle, got to get some boilies and some corn pellets, of course, from Monster Carp Tackle. But as far as the bigger items, other than at least one more rod bag, there's not a whole lot else stuff I need this season. I think I'm pretty much covered. So probably won't see much more after the unboxing of the Monster Carp gear until next year, as far as that goes, or at least until December when I get my annual birthday order. But yeah, 2 videos on the horizon, hoping to shoot another one tomorrow if this snow lets up. It is supposed to be warmer, but it's been snowing like crazy today, so hopefully the videos will keep coming. And like I said before, early in the season with some of these live streams, I want to get back to more of the root of why I do the channel, and that's enjoying the fishing, enjoying the company with others while I can. It's not about going out and chasing the big fish. We just happen to be lucky that we are catching them. I just want to get back to the important things with this channel, the companionship, really making sure that we focus on why we're going out, not just what we're going after. And a little bit more of the technical stuff as well, a little bit more talk about the rigs that we've kind of gotten away from. Dave Newman, I think I go through my stuff every weekend, organizing, cleaning, and packing. Yeah, you know what? While I was sick, I wanted to go through and organize everything and get it up on shelves. I didn't have the energy. I couldn't do that. But I bought a new rod rack, a standing rod rack that I can move around. So all my bass rods and stuff like that will now come off the wall. They'll go on that rack. I can put new shelves up, and all my carp gear, which has just overrun my basement. Like, you can see this disaster I'm sitting in. Like, I have bait making stuff right here, and then from here down, it's just all bass and pike tackle, lures and every little bit of stuff. And there's 3 more totes like this of bass and pike and trout and salmon tackle over there that I still have to go through and organize to make sure stuff goes into proper cases and things like that. So I've got a nightmare of organizing to go through, but it's going to have to get done soon because I have to trip over all that to get at my carp gear. And that's what I'm going to be doing. The majority of my fishing this year is just hardcore focusing on 2 primary areas plus this area that I'm hitting tomorrow for this season. Not going to be doing any real big trips. With the Carp Cup canceled for this year, I don't need to go on any trips this year. We might do one up to like Trenton or Peterborough or something like that, but we'll see what happens. Dave Newman says he wishes he had a basement. He can't let his girlfriend see his storage unit. Yeah, don't do that. What you can do, though, is you can get a larger storage unit and get more stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, Dave. All right, well, again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I kind of went through all the stuff that I kind of had ready to go. Yeah, I'm just excited that I'm back out. Again, thank you all for the well wishes while I was sick there. The channel is alive and we got new content coming. Hopefully everybody will see all that soon. 2 weeks from today will be the first one, and then we'll just continue on that schedule from here. Again, Dave and Cody, if you're not in here now but you see this later, your pop-ups are ready. They're sitting right here. They're going into boxes this afternoon and will either be mailed this afternoon or Monday. You should have them within about 10 days as long as the post service is operating properly. And then you guys will get a chance to use those pop-ups. Other than that, yeah, I kind of ran out of things to say, which is weird. But yeah, I got a lot to do this afternoon, organizing for tomorrow. So I will see you guys in the next video, which will be in 2 weeks. The next live stream, which we will have in June. And hopefully there'll be more of us on the bank at that point. We'll have more things to share. And Monster Carp Tackle is sharing Space Invaders in the chat. That's confusing. Dave, your storage unit is 20 by 20 and just full of ice fishing stuff? Yeah, I've seen your ice fishing setup when you're on the ice, and oh my god, I don't even imagine that's half of what you have, and that takes up a ridiculous amount of space. But yeah, that's impressive. Get a bigger storage unit. But yeah, we're gonna shut down for now, and we'll see you here in the next live stream in June. Like I said, I can't say it enough. New content coming. I'm so excited, especially that first video that's going to come out. Kevin gets a complete crushing, and it was so much fun. Nathan, great to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Dave, Doug, Monster Carp Tackle, High Country Fly Life. I know Kevin was in there. Dom, glad you were in there. Kappa, all of you guys, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here, live stream after live stream every month. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, let me get all the way around the new studio light. You can see it's much brighter. I'll get that shut down, and everybody can get on with their weekend things, because man, I have so many things to do. So yeah, we'll see you next time.